Vilma, it is so good to have you here. I can't remember the last time we worked together on this stage. Can you?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It might have been 4 years ago, around that time. You think?
2016?
2016. Uh-huh.
Boy, that
Years.
seems like a whole lifetime ago.
I know.
So many things have changed.
A lot. Yes. You
Yeah.
haven't changed.
Well, thank you. You haven't either.
Oh, yes, I have.
So, what was going on back in 2016? Let me just think.
Them that's got shall get, them that's not shall lose. So the Bible says, and it still is news. Your mama may have, and your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Yes, the strong gets more, while the weak ones fade. Empty pockets don't ever make the grade. Your mama may have, and your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Money, you've got lots of friends crowding round your door. When you're gone and spending's in, they don't come no more. Rich relations give crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't take too much. Your mama may have, and your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own. Money, you've got lots of friends crowding round your door. When you're gone and spending, they don't come no more. Rich relations give crust of bread and such. You can help yourself, but don't take too much. Your mama may have, and your papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own, that's got his own, that's got his own, that's got his, that's got his own.
Beautiful song. Thank you, Millie. Thank you, Tom, for sharing your talents with us. Good morning. And welcome to Unity Temple on the Plaza, where diversity is praised and peace and harmony are the rewards. I am Vilma de Leon, and I would like to thank you for joining us on this Sunday morning. Our Reverend Duke Tufty is going to be speaking today in a continuation about the art of living together, and the topic for today's lesson is what's next. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good one. Before we start our service, I have a couple of announcements to make, and I'm going to begin with the visitors packet. If you are here visiting us for the first time, or if you haven't been here in a while and are joining us again, please raise your hands, and one of our ushers will come to your seat and present you with a packet that is going to include information about Unity Temple. And in there, you are going to find a blue card. You please fill it out and take it to the information desk in the front of our church, and you will receive a free CD. Also, next Sunday, October 30th, is our blood drive, so please make sure to sign up if you want to donate blood. We want your blood, so please sign up for that. Unity and Temple Buddhist Center, in conjunction with the Community Blood Center, are going to be hosting the blood drive here at Unity Temple in Temple Space from 9 to noon next Sunday. And I would like to invite you to refer to your bulletin for more information about other things that we are doing here at Unity. We have our new board members and alternates, and and we also have other classes and events that we are offering here at Unity. And for a whole list of what we are doing at the temple, I would like to invite you to visit our website. And it is time now to remind you to please silence your phones before we start our service. And let's do so as we begin our spiritual celebration. We do it with the temple chimes, the peace prayer, and the call to inspiration with Aaron Keller. Please join me in saying the peace prayer. On this day, we dedicate ourselves to peace on earth. We accept ourselves with a harsh judgment and express appreciation for our individuality. We live without fear to meet the events of these days with confidence. We accept others without prejudice, to experience a sense of unity with all people, in harmony with ourselves, our lives, and all others. We live this day with a peaceful mind, a peaceful heart, and a peaceful spirit. Thank you, God. Amen.
Quiet waters all around me. Quiet thoughts prepare the way. Quiet light aglow within me, growing brighter as I pray, growing brighter as I pray.
Showers of blessings sent by the Father above. Now is the time of expressing mountain mountains from above. Showers of blessings in store. Windows of heaven are open. Showers of blessings outpour. Showers of blessings, meeting the one now the riches of heaven, healing our hearts of the free. Showers of blessings in store. Windows of heaven are open. Showers of blessings outpour. Lifting the measure from heaven, falling upon us, O Lord. Now are the showers of blessings, promises made by thy word. Showers of blessings in store. Windows of heaven are open. Showers of blessings down.
You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. Waiting at the station with the workday winds a blowing, I've got nothing to do but watch the passers by. Mirrored in their faces, I see frustration growing, but they don't see it showing. Why do I? You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes, you will, that you're beautiful as you feel. I have often asked myself the reason for the sadness in a world where tears are just a lullaby. If there's any answer, maybe love can end the madness. Maybe not, but we could surely try. You've got to get up every morning with a smile on your face and show the world all the love in your heart. Then people gonna treat you better. You're gonna find, yes, you will, that you're beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful. Yes, you're beautiful as you feel.
Thank you, Millie Edwards. Hello, everybody. I hope you enjoyed Vilma De Leon today, who did the announcements. Normally she's done...
She's normally down in the Sunday school department. But Vilma is our CFO and Chief Financial Officer. And what that means is every dollar that comes into this place and every dollar that goes out crosses her desk, and she is totally responsible for the solvency, financial solvency of this place, and she does an outstanding job. She's been here, 10 years now? 10 years, and we'll look for her to be here at least another 10 years. So, yeah. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been talking about relationships. We've been talking about how to get along with each other. How do we live with each other in a peaceful, harmonious manner? And I'll start out by saying this. The world is not an easy place to live in at times. We all have problems and challenges. We all have setbacks. We have failures. We have sadness and we have sorrows. And out of that whole mix, the most difficult thing that we deal with, the most difficult thing in the universe to deal with is another person. Wouldn't you agree? You stop and think about all your heartaches, all those gut-wrenching experiences, all the sadness, all the tears. It all comes from another person, or for the most part. Life is 100% relationships that provide us an emotional experience. 100%. And of that 100%, 85% are relationships with other people. That's the impact that everybody else has on us and our lives. So we're trying to find out a way to smooth out that road a little bit, to make it a little bit easier, whether it be a close, intimate relationship or whether it be our relationship with the world. As a world population, how do we learn to get along and quit hurting each other? Now, in 1992, in Los Angeles, there were incredible riots. There were blacks against whites and people against people, churches against churches. It was an incredible time of mayhem and upset and destruction. It's like the city went absolutely rabid when it came to getting along. And it all resulted from the arrest, the atrocious, violent arrest, I'll say, of a man named Rodney King. The police arrested him in a way that certainly wasn't humane, and somebody videoed it, and it went mainstream, and people became explosive, especially in Los Angeles. Now, through this whole thing, which lasted for several weeks, through this whole thing, Rodney King continually asked the same question over and over and over. And that question is, why can't we all just get along? That's a good question. Why can't we? Why can't we all just get along? Well, there are some people or some groups of people that would have us believe it's because we're too diverse and that there's too many different people and too many different ways of thinking and too many levels of social standing and too many different political viewpoints that we'll never, ever learn to get along. Therefore, what we need is a ruling class, one group of people that are elevated to the top that dictate protocol and position for everybody else. That's one way to look at it. You know, we are a very, very diverse world. We have on this planet 30 different races. I'm talking about the subgroups here as well. That's in 192 countries that have 4,200 different belief systems that are spoken in 6,200 different languages by 7 billion people. That's diverse. Don't you agree? It's incredible that we can even talk to each other. And of the 7 billion people, every single one of them is different. There's nobody in here that's like anybody else, and that's because we project our history our personal experience into the interactions with other people. I bring with me a wealth of history that has formed me, that has molded me into this person that thinks a certain way and does things a certain way. And it's unlike anybody else in the world, and you're exactly that same way as well. We're all very, very different. Now, when we move into a situation or circumstance, when we interact with another person, and there's two ways that we can interact. And the first is we move into a situation or a circumstance, some activity of life, and we perceive with our senses what is going on. And then we think what it means to us, and we don't have time to literally stop and think it out, so we draw on our history of knowledge, and that is projected out as a definition of what's taking place, and then we determine how we feel about it. I like it. I don't like it. It's good. It's bad. That's the first way. The second way is to move into a situation or a circumstance, perceive what's going on, determine how we want to feel. We put feeling before thinking. How we want to feel. We determine the core values of emotions that we hold to, peace, harmony, love primarily. First and foremost, the feeling comes out like I'm going to be at peace here no matter what is going on. And then our thoughts come out of that, and they're of a like nature. Now, let me give you an example of this. I write a column for the Kansas City Star. And oftentimes, my opinions aren't gratefully received. I'm trying to be very polite here, okay? They aren't gratefully received by other people. And in that population, there are people who find it to be their responsibility to first of all, shame me because of what I believe. And then second of all, correct me. They're trying to teach me their way of thinking. And in the beginning, when I was young and when I was insecure and when I was just holding on to any thread of self-confidence that I could find, I would fight for my position. If I got a letter or an email or a telephone call or even a confrontation at a social gathering of some sort, and somebody took offense to what I had said, I would argue back. And with one person, and this happened to be Fred Phelps' grandson, the fellow from Topeka, a year of email exchanges took place. And it's like we went around this huge circle arguing about every single thing, whether it be Bible or homosexuality or whatever. And then we got back to the same place that we were, and neither one of us had moved. And so after a while, I began to think, I'm in this business to promote peace. Why do I engage in these unpeaceful activities? And I discovered something during that time, that if somebody disagrees with you about something, they're going to be disagreeable with you in the future about that same thing. I learned over the years that I cannot convince those people that I'm right and they're wrong. They can't convince me. Yet we go through this exercise of rat-a-tat-tatting each other, and sometimes it even got very personal. And it did no good at all. It soured my spirit. So I made a shift, just like we're talking about. In that case, I responded with thought. Like, they say I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I must not be good enough. I might be a lousy minister. What if the congregation hears that? Then I'm really in trouble. So I made this shift, and it was emotion first. How do I want to respond or react to anybody that attacks me or that offends me with their criticisms? And it's with peace. Peace has got to be the priority. And so today, when I get these letters, and some of them are scathing, as I've said, I simply respond with, thank you for sharing. I wish you well. Simple as that, and it's over. Now look at the difference between that and the 1 year of upsets. And my wife got so tired of hearing about Michael Phelps that she refused to let me say his name anymore. So I don't want to hear about it. Go tell it to the street post or something. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is we have to establish our core values of the emotions that we want to see outpicture in our lives. And that's important because if we lead our lives on a daily basis through our thinking mechanism, and as I said before, every one of us thinks differently. And as I said before, there's 4,200 different belief systems in the world spoken in 6,200 languages. If we try to negotiate this world with our thought, we are going to run into obstacles on a continual basis. But when it comes to the emotional field, we're all in the same field. 99.9% of what we are, of our genetic makeup, is exactly the same. That's how identical we are. We all have blood running through our veins, but we all want the same thing. We want to be treated kindly. We want to be treated with respect. We want to be treated with peaceful nature. That is common. We can go to China and find people that have those same desires and those same wants. So when we come from the emotional field, we're identifying with each other on a much more truthful basis. Think of the emotion, or think of the emotional field like a box of crayons. And every crayon is an emotion. We all come into this world with a full box, and it's the same box. We can choose whatever color we want, we can choose whatever emotion we want, but it's the same. When I am hurt and feeling bad, it feels the same as when you are hurt and feeling bad. When I'm angry, it's the same as when you're angry. Now, there's different levels, for sure, but it's the same thing. Anger is anger. Hate is hate. We can identify with each other. If I see somebody crying, even if it's somebody I don't even know, I feel the sadness or the hurt in their crying. I can identify with that. So it's all emotion. To succeed in life, to move forward to a more peaceful life, it is emotional fitness. It's using our emotions to go first and foremost to shape the way we experience the world. Now, there's many different ways that we can respond to somebody. And if you walk down the street, you can see these being displayed. 4 particular responses that people have. And the first is what they call the brass rule, or brazen. It's the brazen rule. And the brazen rule quite simply says, I don't care about you. If I do something and it has a negative effect on you, it doesn't make any difference. That's your problem, not mine. It's one of total disassociation, total separation, total uncaring, total unempathetic. I don't care what happens to you as a result of what I do. The brass rule. The iron rule is the second one. And that basically says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I'm going to mind my own business. I'm going to go about my life. But by gosh, if you step on my toe, I'm going to step on your toe. If you take something from me, I'm going to take something from you. If you disrespect me, I'm going to disrespect you. And it turns into this ping-ponging of negative emotions that never seems to stop. That's the iron rule. The next one is the silver rule. And the silver rule says, don't do to other people what you don't want done to yourself. Makes a lot of sense. Very close to the golden rule, which we're going to get to next. But the silver rule is passive. And basically it says, if I see you laying on the street and you've been beat up or something, I am not going to steal your wallet because I wouldn't want you to steal my wallet. But it does encourage us to activate compassion, which the Golden Rule does. The Golden Rule is the ultimate objective of personal relationships, and that's simply treat other people the way you want to be treated. And once again, going back to our emotional field, we know how we want to be treated: kindly, lovingly, peacefully, respectfully. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And there is even a platinum rule that says, even when they don't deserve it, when standing in the face of the most belligerent, obnoxious, rude, disrespectful person that doesn't deserve your kindness, treat them the way you want to be treated. Try to understand that there's a reason for the way that person is, that he's hurting, that he's been injured, that he's been wounded, and don't take it personally. We just wish them well. Now, the greatest example of the Golden Rule that I have heard of happened in 2006. And a man named Charles Roberts drove his pickup truck up to an old one-room schoolhouse in an Amish community. And he went inside and he took, I believe it was 13 hostages. Yeah, I think it was 13. He took 13 hostages, all kids, girls 6 to 12 years old. And he ran everybody else out. So he had these kids in this schoolhouse. He shot 8 of them. Of the 8 he shot, 5 died. It was a horrible, horrible, tragic incident. And then he shot himself. Well, the Amish, who are communal, they all live together in the same area. The first thing they did almost immediately was go to the person, the killer, go to the killer's mother and offer their condolences for what she was going through. They showed up at the funeral and they sat with her. They mourned with her. They grieved with her. Without her son around anymore, they went over and they helped fix the house up from time to time. They befriended her. They prayed with her. And yet it was her son that took their darling little girl from them. Now, the point I make is, if they can do that under those circumstances, we can certainly lift ourselves up and move ourselves beyond those smaller circumstances that irritate us or agitate us, the smaller circumstances where other people offend us. We can lift ourselves up and simply say, I wish you well. We don't have to get involved in the negative aspect of all that. Now, every one of us in here has free will, especially when it comes to the emotional field. We can feel any way we want. It's your life. You feel about yourself and your life any way you choose. You feel about other people any way you choose. But when you find yourself in the midst of a conversation of some sort that is not going good, or you're on the road and somebody cuts you off, or they cut in front of you in a line at the grocery store, whatever it might be, whenever you feel that thing starting to come over you, and we all do from time to time, when we get irritated, we have warning signals. You know, our heart begins to beat faster. We begin to breathe a little bit heavier. Our face turns red, and we feel this inside tightness because it's like a volcano ready to erupt. We've got this emotion. We have been offended, we have been hurt, and we want to strike out. When you feel that, there's only one question that you have to answer. What's next? You get to decide that. You make that determination. What happens here? If somebody is standing and they're yelling obscenities in my face, I ask myself the question, what's next? Because that is going to determine the experience I have, not only in the near future, but possibly going forward for a long, long time. When I say what's next, I can respond back with the same kind of hostility and negativity that the other person does. I am good at that, folks. Let me tell you, I've had a lifetime of experience when it comes to when it comes to putting on the verbal gloves and sparring, I can do that, but do I want to? What is next? You get to choose what is next. The other person doesn't. They can continue to yell and scream and holler all they want as you walk away and say, wish you well. What's next is the question that needs to be on our mind. And when that what next pops up, the answer that we have to give ourselves is, I'm going for the gold. I'm going for the golden rule. I'm going to treat this person the way I would want to be treated if I was hurting that bad. And if I was lashing out that bad at somebody else, I would want them to understand that it's really not them. There's something in me that hurts, and I just need to project it out at somebody. What's next? That's a question. Answer. What's next? Go for the gold. What's next? All right. I think you get your point. If we lead with the emotions that we value, and we can live a life that has an increase of peace, harmony, and love in it, and it radiates out to the world around us. If they did research at the University of Yale, and they determined that if you are in the company of a person that is upbeat, positive, and happy, that your happiness increases 15%. If your best friend is a happy, positive person, your happiness increases 15% simply by association. So think of what you can do. See, words don't do it. We can go out and say all the words we want to say, and they're going to fall flat. What really makes a difference is the emotion behind the words, the feeling that the words evoke in the other person, the emotional content of what we say is what matters. So if we go forth and our emotions are aligned with what we value, you think of the difference that you have in other people without even engaging in them. It's an energy that goes forth. Now that's just each of us, that's just one person. But what if we started teaching this in the schools, from kindergarten all the way through high school? Golden rule, over and over and over again. Different variations, different advancements, but still it is that. See, what we're looking at in our world is a generational thing. We have to grow out of the mindset that we've inherited and that we've carried forth, and that now we're starting to transition into something that is totally different. It's more aligned with God mind. It's more aligned with a oneness between us. It's more aligned with more peace and harmony in our lives. But think about that as we go into meditation. As we move into meditation, I invite you to make yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath and hold it for a moment or two, then slowly exhale. And take another deep breath. And this time as you exhale, feel your shoulders loosen up. Feel a sense of ease come over your entire body. This is a time of silence, a time of deep, deep introspection where we can just rest. Rest in the silence without thinking of what we have to do, without thinking of how we're going to solve a problem, without thinking how we're going to overcome a challenge, without thinking about anything, just resting in the peace of silence. We now bring ourselves back. And as we go forth, we go forth to live the life that is ours to live, to give the love that is ours to share, to be the person we were meant to be, and to receive the good that is ours to receive. And so it is.
There's a blessing for you and for me. It comes as a token of love. 'Tis peace rest in this wonderful peace. All thoughts of the outer world cease. 'Tis peace, sweet peace. 'Tis peace, sweet peace.
It is now time to bless the gifts and to be thankful for the things we have and the ones that we receive. So please, let's do it together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. And for the gifts, we say, thank you, God. Amen.
Ain't got no trouble in my life, no foolish dreams to make me cry. I'm never frightened or worried. I know I'll always get by. I heat up, I cool down. If something gets in my way, I go round it. Don't let life get me down. Gonna take life the way that I found it. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. Yeah. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. They say that life is a circle, but that ain't the way that I found it. Gonna move in a straight line, keeping my feet firmly on the ground. I heat up, I cool down. I got words in my head, so I say them. Don't let life get me down. Grab a hold of my blues and just play them. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. Yeah. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. Feel funky, feel good. Gonna tell ya, I'm in the neighborhood. Gonna fly like a bird on its wing. Hold on to your hat, sonny. Sing, 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 sing. I heat up, I cool down. I got words in my head, so I say them. Don't let life get me down. Grab a hold of my blues and just play them. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. Yeah, I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music, pretty music. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music in me. I got the music, pretty music. I've got the music in me.
Yay, another great service. Thank you, Duke. Thank you, Steve, the choir, Millie, Robert, Tom. Thank you for the great music. Chaplains are here to pray with you and for you. If you feel the need to pray, please make sure that you visit them before and after the service. Also remember that we have refreshments downstairs in Temple Space, and at 11:45 in the Heritage Room, we also have a continuation. We're gonna keep talking about the topic for today's talk. So please join us there. And this afternoon, our Unite service at 4 o'clock. So make sure that you come also and join us. And who is here to say the prayer for protection? Layla and Holden. Here they are. Before we do that, let's remind parents and kids, next Sunday we are going to celebrate our Halloween. We are going to have our Halloween party. So feel free to come wearing your costume, your Halloween costume, and the kids as well. Huh? So, okay. So are we ready? Holden? Where's Layla? Come on, Layla. Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Oh my gosh. So many good memories from 2016.
I know. It's so good to see it.
It
again.
is. It is. Wonderful people. I miss the audience. I miss the choir. But those times will come. Better times are ahead. And until then, we're going to make these the best times that they can possibly be.
Yes, that is true. And it's good to be here again, Duke, with you.
It is. We'll have to
Yeah.
make sure we do it again.
We will.